Good afternoon, guys.
Good morning, children.
Good morning, afternoon.
Whatever, right?
Yeah, we're here with another one of the greatest to ever do it here from Bronzeville, Texas. Local, born and raised from Bronzeville, Texas. Victor.
Were you born in Brownsville, bro?
I was born in Brownsville.
Oh, yeah,
I live
he
in
made
Olmito
sure.
now, but I was
Yeah, you're
born
an
in
Olmito
Brownsville.
boy. Now you're Brownsville, bro.
Yeah, he was born in Valley Regional.
Was it? Yes, I think it was Valley Baptist.
You
I was
see,
born in Valley
it's one of those
Baptist.
valley things.
Yeah, it was one of the Valley ones.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
only
no,
like
you got a
two.
midwife, bro. They got to marry this guy. This guy's special, bro. Yeah. All right, man. Yeah, man. So, welcome to the podcast. You're our second guest that we've had, and this is gonna be a nice little trip. We're
Oh,
gonna
really?
talk
So that
about-
was the first episode?
Yeah, bro.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you for
welcome.
inviting me.
It
Yeah,
wasn't
man.
the first episode. It was the first guest.
The first guest, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, how do you feel, man? How's everything going?
I feel good. It's been busy. It's been, weird the past few months, but I've been staying busy. I've been keeping in contact with Ralph, buying coffee on the regular.
Yeah.
Haven't seen you in a while though, so it's
Yeah.
good to see you.
Yeah, man. Likewise. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been since like what 20? I want to say around 2015 or so that I haven't seen you, bro.
Yeah, we
About
probably
5
bumped
years.
into each other every
Yeah.
here and there. I think I bumped into you like at the mall, at a department store or something.
Yeah, something
but-
like that.
Yeah, it's been a while since we actually hung out and made music.
Yeah, well, you've been busy, bro. You've been doing a bunch of stuff, right?
Yeah. I
Tell us a
have.
little bit about that.
Man, I don't even know where to start. So right now I guess my main job is I'm a software development project manager. I work for my uncle's software company. We do custom software, so I'm doing that. I've been doing that for like the past 4 years. I left briefly in March. I got hired with SpaceX, but that only lasted about a week. So I came back to the company recently. I'm contracted now because I started doing other stuff and I couldn't devote full time, but wanted to help out and there was still some cool stuff going on. So I'm doing that part time. I manage I'm the president, I guess, of a nonprofit, the South Texas Astronomical Society. We are a local nonprofit organization as of March. That's kind of why I took some time off and decided to focus on that. We've been doing events for astronomy and space science for like a year and a half now. It started technically in 1990, but a friend and I picked it up as of last year, and it's taken off since then. I'm sure you guys know all the space stuff going on here.
Yeah, dude, I actually went to Resaca de la Palma about 2 weeks ago, and I finally saw the planetarium there. And I
Yeah.
can't wait to finally go and see, the projection of the stars and all that stuff.
Well,
there,
that's an observatory. So the
okay.
planetary. So we're planning on putting. One of the bigger
Oh.
projects we're working on is
I mixed it up.
Yeah, so we're working on a space science museum that's gonna go in the cultural district near 7th and Park pretty soon.
Ooh,
Well, it's
nice,
gonna
bro.
take years.
Close to the feed and seat area, right? Like one more little block down, or what was it?
that big yellow
The big
warehouse
yellow
right
warehouse,
before
yeah.
we're turning that into a museum.
Oh wow.
and
That's
that's
so
gonna-
sick, bro.
Yeah, that's gonna include a planetarium, which is the dome where it projects the stars. What you saw at Resaca de la Palma
Yeah.
is an observatory. So
Okay.
that has that's for like actual research. That has a big telescope inside, a 17-inch telescope, and they do research there.
Dude, that's awesome.
Have you used it?
Yeah, I use it. I'm very close with the group, so a lot of them get paid for actual research, and they actually have things to do. I just kind of came on as like an interested guy that wanted to help, and that's how the organization started. And then they invited me to all their stuff, and they're a very open group, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, I started helping them with the research. So I go on Tuesdays now, and I track my own stuff.
How long ago did it start, man?
Did what start?
The organization you made.
So the organization itself, the South Texas Astronomical Society, actually started back in 1989. This lady named Carol Lutzinger, she worked for the school district, and she started it, and she worked with the libraries for a bit. But and they had a pretty good turnout at the libraries for monthly events. But it was really just her doing it on her own. She did that up until like 2012, and then it went kind of quiet. And then I found the observatory on accident. I went for a run at Resaca de la Palma one day in December 2018. I bumped into the observatory, and I had just started getting into, because of my job with technology, I started learning about stuff and how things work in science and space, and so I was already getting interested in it. And then I just accidentally found an observatory near my house, so I wanted to know more. So I asked around, and they sent me to the university, and I met with Dr. Diaz, who runs the physics and astronomy. He's a professor of physics and astronomy, and he runs the observatory. And yeah, and then I told him I just wanted to be involved in some way and learn more and do something. And so he told me about Carol and that organization, and she wasn't doing it anymore. And so she was like ready to retire. So she kind of just handed it to me and to the small group of people that were also interested, and we just took it from there.
It's crazy, man. I thought you had started like everything, but that's crazy to hear that it was already something that hadn't been active for a while, and how you just picked it up.
Yeah, they had worked with the library, and she was a part of the school district, but it hadn't really. We called it like the relaunch, because after that we started working with everybody. Like after that, the only people that really knew about them was the libraries and the school district, and also she would write an article in the paper in the Brownsville Herald every, I think, Monday it comes out, and she still does. And then like the group of people who were regulars at the events. But after we joined, we teamed up and made like partnerships with Resaca de la Palma. We formalized a partnership with the university, with Laguna Tascosa, and then we started working with the city, and we did a couple events with them, and yeah, we just started branching out. We started working with Las Ramblas and other coffee shops that we'd have our meetings at. So we kind of just expanded. And
what it seems like is you were a catalyst to the revival of it, right, for the new generation, but also getting the networking done with all kinds of life out there. You know what I mean? Like people our generation that are just interested in science, people that just want something cool to do, and then end up figuring out like, holy crap, I'm gonna learn a lot of stuff just going to these meetings, and yeah, man, just having a better outreach and connecting to people across different kinds of avenues. That's super cool.
Yeah, there was definitely a strong foundation already set up for it. And we came in and kind of got everything that was going on with SpaceX and with the university and the observatory and the research that they do there. They do some crazy research on like black holes and supernovas, and it's really cool. And so we kind of the basis was already there for interest and just general outreach for astronomy, and we tried to get what was going on in the city and use the organization as like a platform to get the community involved, because that's always been our main thing, connecting all those experts and trying to connect SpaceX, the university, all the scientists to the people that are just interested, to get them involved if they want to be.
That's awesome.
Yeah, what a time to be alive here in Bronzo, bro.
Yeah,
and
for
running.
real.
It's like at an all-time high with SpaceX, here, and I can't wait to go to Mars, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you trying to go?
I'm gonna sign up, bro. I'm gonna be one of the first people to sign up. Whenever Elon wants to send me, dude.
Yeah. I just saw an article recently that it was mostly about Starlink, the satellite system that he started, but it mentioned, it had a clause in there about Mars, and it basically said that any laws of applicable in the United States are not applicable up there, because it's a different planet. So it's like it's going to be basically a free place. So the laws are going to be decided by whoever steps foot there. So it's going to be
dibs, dude. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Nice knowing you, homie.
Yeah, but you're right. Crazy times. You could just drive down that road, Boca Chica, and watch a spaceship being built.
Yes, dude.
So.
It's crazy. It's really exciting. So let's crack it, bro. Let's crack into some coffee, man.
Yeah. So what we do here on this show is we break down a different coffee every episode, and we all enjoy it. We sip it and familiarize ourselves with it. And they're usually stuff I haven't tried before. So, we're all in it together. So this one is yet again another modern times coffee, but this one's a bourbon barrel aged one. And so it has flavor tones of hazelnut, caramel with a sweet and tannic bourbon finish, because it was aged in bourbon barrels. It's a Colombia single origin bean. It was barrel aged. So let's go ahead and try it, man.
crack.
Super cool. Oh, I feel like I'm drinking a cold one, man. It is a cold one with the boys, but it ain't alcoholic.
Yeah.
Cold brew.
So this one for sure seems a little lighter than
Looks
the
very
other
light.
ones.
What's your go-to coffee, Vic?
I like the more Central American. I always like definitely
Same here.
lighter, medium light. I always try to go for the more fruity flavors. So like Colombian. Thank you. Costa Rican.
Costa Rican.
Mm-hmm.
Did I have a new El Salvador that's wash processed?
El
It's
Salvador.
so good. It's ridiculous. Here you go, Jimmy.
Cheers. Cheers, mate.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you for one, but I also don't want to be one of those guys you were just talking about before I got here. That's like, hey,
Oh, yeah.
same day. But I just ran out of coffee like yesterday. though.
Ooh.
Don't worry, I'll
Well.
wait until Monday to ask.
Ooh, you could smell the barrel in there, right?
Yeah.
You wanna smell it or what, bro? He's like, I'm good,
Pass,
bro.
pass him the cup, the can.
In the can. Or you could just smell it. It kind of smells boozy, bro. Check this
It
one out.
does.
All right, let's give it a taste, though.
I like it, man. I'm with it.
Wow, and it's not overkill
Wow.
with the barrel. I thought it
Nah.
was gonna be overkill. It smells boozy, bro. You can smell the woody, bourbon.
You can.
I've done cold brew that
Smell it.
tastes almost just like this, but I liked mine a little bit more. I'm not gonna lie.
That's very nice.
With that, what do you mean with that barrel?
Barrel aged, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I barrel aged several coffees before, and then I've even thrown just cold brew straight up into a bourbon barrel that I've done, and
Yeah.
whatever. Even some wines,
It definitely tastes really good, bro. I like that little taste lingers onto you, man.
little caramel, little nut.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. I mean, what more do you want for barrel aged coffee? It's not overwhelming at all.
No, and it has that. I don't know how to explain it, but it how wine has a certain taste when you could taste like the barrel and how it's made, and it kind of has that. I'm not saying it tastes like wine, but it has that
That aftertaste of the barrel.
like the structure. Yeah,
This is super cool, man.
Yeah, I like it, man.
Very nice. So it seems like they didn't put it in the barrel for a long time. Where it overwhelmed it.
yeah,
Or maybe they barrel aged half of it, and then the half they didn't barrel age it, and then they blended
Mixed it,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? To have control over the
Yeah.
final flavor.
Man,
That's really cool, man.
Modern Times has pretty good stuff, dude.
Yeah, I'm telling you, their beers are good too. Have you had any of their beers?
I have
I
not.
recommend them. We get some at the Specs in McAllen. We get distribution of them.
I have not been there.
We get Live Oak there. It's the same one, but this one's bourbon barrel aged, and then that one's an
This one?
Ethiopian.
The
Yeah,
modern times.
yeah. Very cool. And that we did one of those episodes. Was it the third one or second
Yeah, like
one?
second one or
we broke
something,
that one
yeah.
open. Yeah.
It's really good as well, man. I recommend it, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got this one at Sprouts in McAllen, but I think we're starting to get this kind of stuff down here in Brownsville. As people starting to
Where
like,
at?
to call maybe like a Gucci B. You know what I mean?
Okay,
The HEB
yeah.
right here.
Yeah. Oh, I was like,
They
I
should
haven't heard of that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should change it to Gucci B, bro. You know what I'm talking about, man. Yeah. Eric's over here like, hell yeah, man. That's where I get all my stuff to make
Yeah.
goodies.
I like to go to Resaca City for alcohol.
Yeah, Vinny has everything there, dude. As
Mm-hmm.
good as you want it,
Yeah. I got into IPAs recently, like heavy during I guess as of like March.
Nice.
I've been drinking a lot. I saw that one, the Yellow Rose.
Oh,
Smash.
yeah,
that one
bro.
is so good.
I think we're gonna crack open an IPA by the end of this episode, bro, because I have some stuff from Houston. We'll crack open maybe an electric jellyfish, dude,
All right.
or a ghost in the machine. We're gonna we'll crack something open right now. We'll do a little special thing because you and I are really into that. But yeah, man. So you're still doing music too, so
You
know
are?
it's
Yeah.
it's paralleling like what we're doing, because we do a lot of church stuff too, but we also do our own little production. Me mostly because I do like the banda stuff and my own, productions and recording other artists. But you took a different avenue to jamming out, so you're doing a lot of pop punk kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. I got
That's
really
awesome.
into pop punk, I guess, starting in high school. I mean, we were really into metal, but that kind of got me into just, I guess, more underground music in general, and that kind of scene led me to pop punk, and then when I came back, when I moved back in 2016, a few friends from this local scene kind of just were starting a band and asked me, and it was Kingsway at first. We were Kingsway for a few years. We recently changed our name to High Regard. But we've been we had a lot of big plans for this year. We were supposed to release an album a 9-song album. It's probably going to be more now, but yeah, in January we went to record with a friend in Austin, Nate Garza. Sorry, yeah, Nate Garza, and he's been getting very, very good. So we recorded 9 songs with him. We didn't finish it. We had plans to finish in April, and then you know how that went. So, but we were able to do some stuff remotely and actually pull off another single. So we had released one song before off that album, Losing Sleep, and then I think in April we were able to get another single out. It's called Nothing Left to Lose, and it was kind of all of our collective favorites on the album. So we love the song, and we had a friend, Kev, who is basically like a sixth band member to us. He's always there, and he, you know, from playing shows and going out of town and stuff, he would always record us. So he was able to put together like a montage video of us for that release. So that was pretty cool. So we're not doing as much as we wanted to in 2020, but yeah, definitely trying to find a way to stay active.
That's freaking cool, man.
Yeah, man, that's really awesome. What did you say the name was?
Whose?
Of your band?
We're now High Regard.
That's a really dope name.
High Regard, yeah, we got
it.
it off when it's not very original. There's a band that we all love called The Story So Far, and so it's a song by them, which actually, you know, it's really funny because it's I guess unoriginality in band names is kind of a theme, because The Story So Far got their name from a Newfound Glory song. And yeah, so all of our favorite bands kind of do that. Yeah, it's like
That's cool, dude. That's trickle down economics right there, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's trickle down.
Yeah, that's how we got Lost Creek too, bro.
From a song name?
Red Hot Chili Pepper song. What was it called? I'm just messing around.
Yeah, I know. No, that's
No,
that's not how the name came around.
We got it because we went to Austin, and the guy recording us just said, you know, we were like, what should we name it? And he just said we should name it Lost Creek. So
that's got lost in a creek.
Yeah.
Hey man, I was in Lost Creek for like 2 shows, right?
Oh yeah, you were.
Yeah, you replaced me, bro.
I replaced you.
Because I dipped. I was like, I'm out of here.
We were talking about it like the second podcast, second episode, and yeah, dude, I remember it was a house show or something, right?
Yeah, it was like it was probably one show.
Yeah,
and a few practices.
And then we had Hector, or we had Hector before you or something like that.
I think Hector was the guitarist, wasn't he?
No, he did bass.
No, he did bass.
Yeah, he played in the Lost Creek cover band, right? Of Matamoros, Costa.
Yeah.
Or was it?
Shots fired.
Oh yeah. Me and Hector would switch off. So I think it was either Hector and then I showed up.
Yes, dude.
There was like one show where I don't know who was there first.
I don't know, bro. Honestly, dude, like, I don't remember anything. What I remember is that y'all struggled real bad with the parts, dude.
Man, Ralph didn't write easy parts.
Yeah, dude. Y'all were struggling.
You're like, how do you play that lick? I was
yeah.
like, I can't tap it out, dude. It's like its own thing.
That's hilarious, bro. They couldn't get the part, but, you know, they pulled it off, man. They did all right. They did all right, you know. Back in the day, dude, the good old days.
It's crazy,
besides, you're a guitarist, man.
Yeah.
So for you to do that, you know, the bass part is pretty
bass
good.
is different, bro, for sure.
Yeah, but you were writing some fun parts. I remember, I think I wanted to start like an indie band. One of my favorite bands is the 1975 too, and they also, on some songs, they have some pretty fun bass stuff. And I remember after that, I was like, man, I need to start a band that sounds like this. And I kind of almost did with Tony Ordaz from Glare. Used to be the Spirit.
Yeah, dude, Glare's awesome, bro.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah, check them out at Glare TX.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been a while, bro. It's been a while since that. So when was your last show?
I think it was emo night actually, which was pretty. It was in March, and it was the first week of March. I don't remember exactly what day, but I think it was like March 6th or something. And yeah, we've been playing emo. So we work with this guy Ryan, who's in another band called. Damn, he's gonna hate me for forgetting. Anyways, we play with him. He for his birthday show. His birthday always was around that day. So in like March, April, and so he would throw emo night, which was at first I think the first one was like in 2016. Yeah, because that was actually my band back when we were Kingsway. Mm-hmm. The first show that we ever played was emo night, and so every band had to pick a band to cover, and so we picked Blink Blink-182 for our first one, which is funny. I've been covering Blink literally since I was like in elementary. The elementary school talent show in like 4th grade.
So has Carlos, dude.
Yeah.
You got so much in common, bro. Carlos Garza. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
What songs, bro?
What songs? I mean, I remember we opened up with Feeling This, and then, for that emo night. Back in like 4th grade, I think for the talent show, we played All the Small Things, which was really funny because the lyric "Work sucks." We had to change it to "Work stinks." I remember because we were 10 years old. And then in 5th grade, we added "First Date" to that. And then I
think nice, dude.
And then it's funny because then almost 20 years later, I'm doing it still with Kingsway, and we're.
When are y'all gonna grow up, bro? I'm kidding.
Hey, who's your drummer? Chris
John Taylor.
Oh, Taylor.
Oh,
John
dude.
Taylor.
Yeah, I remember him at UTB in the band, bro.
He's good, bro.
He's on snare drum,
he's an
killing
amazing
it.
drummer. Yeah,
he really is, bro. He has great fundamentals, and he's not all boxy. Like, he's creative. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I went to school with him, dude.
That's true. Yeah,
and he was always like on point, dude. He was really good.
That's cool, bro. There's nothing like playing with a tight drummer in a band.
Yeah, he never ceases to amaze me. He knows so much musically. I mean, he's going to school for it, and he works at Guitar Center, and he teaches kids, and just the way that he articulates like how to play something, or the way he's so good at it. He knows how to talk about it. He knows how to make it understandable to people who don't know music on that level. And yeah, you play anything, and he's a great writer. He learned how to play guitar just because he wanted to write more, and so he writes a lot of. Wow. I think that one song that we recorded that we put out, he wrote that.
Who usually does the lyrics or sets the theme for like what the song is about in your band?
Matt, the singer.
Really?
I help him out sometimes. I've helped him. Okay, maybe with like 2 songs, I've helped him out when he gets stuck mainly. But he likes to do that.
That's awesome, bro.
So you give your input still to this day?
What do you mean?
Because I remember back in the day, bro, you would always like try to give your input when we were jamming.
Is that like in a bad way?
No, not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. I mean, usually, like, for example, I'll give you an example. Lost Creek, bro, like, Carlos would do mostly everything, and then, like, I would give my input. But most of the things at the early side of it, I was just kind of giving the input, you know? I wasn't the one writing until later on I started writing. But, yeah, bro, like, most of the early songs were Carlos's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, why this? It just sounds good. Okay, let's do it.
Am I right? And we would just vibe it out, you know?
Yeah,
Drum beat kind of like this. I'm thinking this.
Yeah.
You know? And then the crazy bass line over it.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's how it was.
Fancy little drums.
Real tight drums.
Yeah, writing's not easy. Usually it's like two of our members will meet up like with 2 different acoustic guitars, and they'll just hang out. And usually it's not even planned. We'll just hang out and then just bust out acoustic guitars and write something, and then show it during practice and make that into a full song.
Yeah, it was always licks with us, right? Like, so, hey, check this lick out. And one of us would play the lick. Even sometimes I'm like, hey, dude, check this bass line out. Try to do something over it, you know? Hey, you do a dance beat. So we do like a little dance beat or something. Or do toms, go off on toms. And then something would come up. But a lot of the songs we would do were just raw jam sessions that we weren't even talking.
In the beginning, bro.
In the beginning, chingos of that, and I have that audio still. I saved it on my phone, like 30-minute jam sessions and stuff.
On the later side, we started doing it through chords, bro.
Yeah.
Like, check out these chords. What is that?
Like chord progression.
What are you doing?
Yeah,
dude?
Carlos was doing a lot of like dense 7 chords and suspended stuff, you know,
jazzy chords and all that kind of stuff.
Time. Yeah.
And then from there, you're like, oh, okay, let's do this, and that's how we started writing back, like, you know, the later side of the Lost Creek, you know, journey or whatever. But yeah, man, it's hard to write, dude. It's hard to write, especially if it's like everybody. That's why sometimes I'd be real surprised when we would just be like, all right, let's just jam out. Remember?
Yeah, we do some crazy stuff. A lot of song ideas were just abandoned in the air.
Yeah.
But by jamming like that, you know?
You have to record yourself, dude, when you do all that stuff.
Yeah, so I still have a lot of stuff. Say, hypothetically, we were to really get back together, we have a whole album of just licks right there, ready to go and get tapped into again, you know?
Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing about just impulsivity. It's just raw energy, just, you know, that because whatever we were feeling at the moment, it was kind of preserved there. You know what I mean? Whether it was completely tight or not.
My favorite band, the Wonder Years, they're from Philly. They recently put out a song, and so their first full album they did they released in 2010, and then they followed it up right away in 2011 with another one, and it was two of their most popular albums. And they wanted to do something. You know how a lot of bands do just like reissues, and they basically release the same album with like a different cover or something. They wanted to do something cooler. They always do unique things, and so the singer actually found like some lyrics and a lick that he had voice recorded back in 2008 before like for that first album, and the song never made it, and he never even like showed it to the rest of the band, so they made that into a full song.
Nice.
And they were like, yeah,
That's
like
what we're gonna do in Lost Creek.
like in honor of that album, they wanted to write it, because their sound is totally different now, but they said they wanted to write a song that sounded like if it was from that album.
So they tapped into that approach to the band writing. You know what I mean? Dude, I love that stuff.
Yeah,
bro.
I think you can hear it in a lot of artists when you're like, wait, this sounds like 3 years
even
ago.
Rush did that. They
You know what I mean?
had 3 different identities that they said they're like, all right, let's play like the rock. Let's play like the rock and roll Rush, and they had a little nickname for it. And then so that when they were in the studio writing, they would tap into that and start riffing like old school stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then all the experimental sounds, whatever, they had their own name for that. You know what I mean? So they would tap into those different things.
Yeah, I like the Wonder Years. I remember listening to them, back in the day, and yeah, bro, they definitely had a good sound throughout, man. But yeah, I mean, I would imagine with like bands like Rush that have been there for years, dude. You can also get like that little feeling like, oh, it sounds like when I first started listening to them, this sounds really good, you know? And I think that's always good to do, man. So hopefully one day, Mr. Ralphie, one day we'll bust out the hidden files, dude.
We have a lot of stuff
Yeah.
that did not make it. Should not even a show of us playing it, because we wrote so much music that we didn't even play for people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now that we have all the gear to just, even record a live jam session with proper mic setup and all that stuff, it'd be so easy to do it. You really would.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do that, because I guess that's kind of the way they're doing. I'm actually watching the Wonder Years today on a live session.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I guess that's kind of the way that bands are doing it now, which kind of
Yeah.
sucks. I miss going to actual shows, but
Yeah, dude, I was gonna
Yeah, I
say
know.
whenever everything's back to normal, hopefully one day we'll be able to see the light of, we'll be able to step outside again, and let us know when you have a gig or something, dude. I'd love to go.
yeah, and a lot of, I think we've played a total of, in the past 4 years, we played a total of 3 shows in Brownsville, because most of them were over in McAllen,
Yeah.
in the Edinburgh area, because that's kind of where our scene was. But I mean, like we were talking about earlier, I mean, like you guys were talking about before this one, there's a lot going on in Brownsville, and
Oh,
the
yeah.
downtown scene is picking up, and there's a lot of cool things going on, and so I think that there's an opportunity to move that over here and to start more shows going on here. And I mean, I know there's already a lot of shows going on here in different scenes, but I think I guess I want to bring to the scene that we were in, and those kind of scenes that are exclusively over there, and kind of bring them over here.
Yeah, that's where we were playing our last shows. We were only playing over there in McAllen, dude. But definitely Bronzos was headed to a really like good direction with that festival. I forget the name of it, Crossboard or something, Crossover.
Crossroads.
Or something. Crossroads. There you
Crossroads was awesome,
go. Yeah,
bro.
so
It's gonna be something special
it'd be
next year.
cool
man.
if you guys play there. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, so like all of that, and then there's a lot of little like festivals and all that kind of stuff that I would have loved to be part of if I was still playing, or if it was back in the day or whatever.
For real,
So
man.
all that kind of
Crazy.
stuff is really neat, dude, to have. But yeah, man, you guys should totally, hopefully, soon everything is opening back up and we're having that kind of stuff. And I think we should, bro. I mean, there's not a lot of like, close contact or anything like that in that kind of area. So
Yeah, like outside. We had played. Have you heard of Rock the Park Festival?
Mm-hmm.
They're so actually my drummer John Taylor, his dad helps organize it.
Nice.
And so
dude.
we were able to play one year with Great White, and I think the year before that the headliner was like Quiet Riot. So they're like it's straight
That's
up an
freaking
80s,
dope, bro.
but I mean they let us play one year. So that was pretty cool. And it was there at Dean Porter Park, right there where like the Civic Pavilion is. They set up the stage and like where Beer Fest is, and that's it's not even the only place that we could do it, but yeah, there's definitely room to make it outside to make it a cool show.
Yeah, bro.
Thank you.
Let me ask you, Victor, what's the worst thing that has happened to you while you're playing, bro?
If I say guitar string broke, that's probably like the most.
Oh yeah? Well, that's nothing, dude.
I know.
That's nothing. We're thinking about all the stuff.
That's why I didn't want to. That's like the first thing that comes to my mind. But yeah, that's super. I mean, that's probably happened to everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I think I kind of block out bad memories. I hate playing in tune. It's funny because most of our songs, we had a set that we played for a very long time, and only the last song was in a different tuning, and there was like 3 times where like it starts off with a guitar lick, and then the rest of the band just comes in, and so it's super funny when me and Mark, the bassist, like we would switch off. I think there was like 2 times where it was him, 1 time where it was me, where we didn't tune down. And so that first note, it was just just super loud and confident and strong. Okay. And it's just like, one's a drop D and
that's
one's
terrible, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody in the crowd like,
yeah, no, it's like,
and then it's super funny because Matt, this thing, you just turn around and be like, whoa, stop, fix that. Yeah.
Yeah. However you deal with it is really what people end up judging you by in the long run. You know what I mean? The people that are witnessing it. So as long as you are theatrical about it and just you're put together, like you don't let it affect you so much and bounce back, you're good, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, I when I saw Rush live and their first gig after they made it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so I was at that next gig. It was insane. It was like sold out. It was in Austin at Frank Irwin Center. Dude, Alex Lifeson's amps blew out in the encore, bro. And it was just Neil and Getty jamming out to 2112. And the bass was just like, it was just sick, though. Yeah. And then Alex wasn't tripping, but his tech came up and he was just like posing and like doing like ballerina theatrics and crap, bro. Instead of kind of like tripping out. I mean, he was gigging already for like freaking 40 years, bro.
I'm sure that happened plenty of times too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. And did he trip? No, but he was trying to vibe it out and stay performing. Stay performing. That's the thing, you know.
Yeah.
And so that's so cool. It just reminds me of that, you know. So how you deal with it is what people judge you by, you know.
Yeah, remember, dude. I'm not a big fan of stopping everything though.
Yeah,
I'm not. I've never been a fan of that.
But the guitar being totally out of tune, that's hard.
That's gonna
be hard. A different situation.
Yeah, it's just like a little like a guitar, just a lead guitar lick, and then that first note comes in with the cymbal crash and everything. It's just dun. And so when one is playing a drop D and one is playing a C sharp, there's
Dude. All right, so you're in the hot seat, bro. All right, so someone told me that about your nicknames because of your fascination with space, and I like them, bro. But I came up with one. I'm gonna call you Eloncito, bro. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I appreciate Elon. I like him and everything he's doing in SpaceX. I've actually been called that before.
Really? Oh man, I thought I was being original.
Well, not Elon, not that. I mean, like Elon Musk.
Yeah.
How about
but, I mean, I don't think I'm any
Mosquito, dude.
Elon Musk. That's even worse. I think he's doing some really cool stuff. I mean, I'm also doing some stuff with space and technology, but definitely not on that level. But I don't know. I guess personally, I don't like to be compared to people.
That's good, bro. Yeah, I'm just messing with you, dude. I'm not serious. I feel the same way, bro.
Have you actually heard other nicknames though?
Nah, just like Elon Jr. You know, you're your own thing. I know it's just friends messing with it. You know how it is, bro.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. He's a crazy dude. He's crazy smart, and I think it's so cool. That apparently he's a resident of Brownsville now as of like a week, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he lives there by the house, dude.
Yeah. Nah, he's my neighbor, bro. Nah, he has a whole hangar at the Brownsville airport that is loaded with Teslas.
Damn.
And you know how there's Teslas everywhere now? Well, let me tell you a story. So one of my dad's best friend's nephew got hired about a year ago for SpaceX, and he's running all the numbers for the kitchen, right? It's a huge thing. The kitchen operation is insane. He was actually the manager for the what do you call it? The Khan's Mongolian grill here for a few years, and so he applied, got the job. Then he started having car issues, and he was supposed to meet up with Elon, whatever. And he contacted him, and then Elon was like, "Hey, don't worry about it, man. I got a Tesla for you." And he gave him the key. This is your car, man. As long as you're working, this is your car. Don't even worry about it. You just show up here tomorrow morning, 8 a.m, so we can work on the numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, they have a lot of.
You know what I mean?
I'm very
Like,
there's a
that's-
lot I actually want to say, but I had to sign some non-disclosure agreements, so I probably
Yeah,
am not
bro.
safe saying anything. But no, yeah, they have a lot of Tesla.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's super cool, bro. You know, and the fact that
And they're building the Gigafactory now. I think mainly for the Cybertrucks in Austin. I'm sure you saw that.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And so somebody showed me recently. So I live in Olmito off of 511, and they're really close to the highway. And about 2 minutes from my house, Tesla recently purchased a property to use as a Tesla service center.
Nice.
And it's very clear. It's like actually right behind Resaca City. And so,
Ooh.
yeah. And I thought about it. And so, I mean, the highway is right there. So basically, from anywhere else in Texas, unless you have a private jet, you're taking I-35 to get here. And so it's like all the way down 35, and then you hit 511, and you go all the way down 511 until you hit Boca Chica, and that's it. And so that's actually a really smart move, because the Tesla shop is going to be on the intersection right there of the highway and 511.
dude.
So yeah, they're making some smart moves. They're going to be very present here within the next few years.
When are you getting a Tesla, dude?
I've been saving up for it. I didn't know how to use credit cards, so I got into some debt and fixing that now. But hopefully by next year, I really want one. I had started saving for it, but then I figured, might as well pay off my debt first, because I'd rather be debt free and wait a little bit than get one and be suffering.
Yeah, I know, man.
Yeah, I definitely want to get a Tesla, dude. I really like the Cybertrucks. But, I'll probably start with, like, something cheaper, But, yes, dude, those are dope. I really
They're
like
coming
them.
out with the Model Y now. It's going to be like 25 grand or something. The Model 3 is the one that they're putting all their money on, and that one's like 40 grand. Not that bad.
Mhm. So, what was your last coffee order that you actually did in a coffee shop, and how long ago was that? Do you remember?
Kenny.
Mhm.
Yeah, he opened up Sovereign Coffee.
Oh, so you checked out the spot already?
Yeah,
Cool,
I've checked
man.
it out a couple times. Yeah, and so I guess I was there. He hasn't officially opened it yet, but there was a point where he was doing free pour overs because he can't sell yet, and so he gave me. So I guess I don't know if that counts because it's not a real coffee shop.
I would consider that. So, what was it? Do you remember the bean?
Yeah, it was staycation. I don't remember exactly what that was. What the roast was called. It was a blend, I think. No,
Okay.
it wasn't a blend. I don't remember exactly what it was in it, but it was very fruity. It was really good.
Yeah. So you had it as an iced or hot pour over?
Hot pour over.
Hot. Cool, man. Yeah, I usually like more of like the fruity, citric, bright coffees as iced pour overs or iced coffee because it's super refreshing. You know how it translates a lot because of the temperature. But yeah, man, I like drinking pour overs, but I'm like, because it's easy to screw one up, maybe get it a little too bitter or too under extracted. So yeah, I'm very choosy with who makes it for me,
Yeah. I've stuck to French press for years now, and I have a pour over, but yeah, it's very.
That's
I
true.
have to
Yeah, you
really
told me.
pay attention to it. So it's like 90% of what I brew is French press.
Nice. Yeah, what do you usually like to drink, bro, for French press coffee? Because I know you've tried like basically everything that I've carried in a time period. Do you like lighter roasted stuff for French press? Like it works for you too?
Yeah, I stick with the lighter, medium
Okay.
light. I know like Ethiopian's really good, but I stick to the Americas. I like the
Yeah,
Costa
me
Rican,
too.
Colombian, that kind of stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, like this right here. This is super good, dude.
Super
it
dope.
is. I don't drink cold brews too often. I've never even thought of that. I mean, there's some times where I'll on road trips and stuff. I like a high brew coffee.
Okay,
And other
yeah.
stuff that's in cans, but I don't do that very often. Like I never really buy cans to keep in my house, and I never even thought about it until right now.
Yeah, I only do it for the gram. Nah, I'm kidding. Nah, we taste some of my stuff here and there, but I like tasting what's in the store so that people know like what's out there, and so we can all experience it together without something I've had before. You know what I mean? So I don't have any judgment on it already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah, and see, I'm usually kind of like Vic. Like I only do like hot coffee. Like I never buy cans or anything like that. But these, man, the ones you're showing me, they're super good.
I know. I'm surprised by them, dude. Yeah,
they're super good. And I mean, I've seen them at stores. You know what I mean? But I never really I'm not attracted to them. But definitely need to go get some and try them out, dude, because they're so good. But yeah, I'll just get like a hot coffee most of the time, dude.
Yeah.
And what I noticed is that for cold brews, I like the sweet fruity flavors. But for hot coffee, I like them to be a little, more dark and you know what I mean, like
interesting.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's weird. It's weird for me, but
I like the freshness of it because I literally I'll grind the beans and then make the coffee and pour it out and drink it like right away. I know with cold brew you have to wait a little bit, and I don't know. I basically make it on demand, and I mean, I don't like to put coffee in the cold brew because then it dilutes it. I know I probably just don't know the right way to do it. I know there is a better way to do cold brew than how I do it. So yeah, that's mainly the reason I stick to hot.
Or try my cold brew.
You sell it like in mason jars, right?
Yeah, I sell them in liters, half gallons, and gallons.
I just got half a gallon last week, dude.
Yeah, we did a deal for the shirts that he made me. This is one of them, the swag. Because Trump's obsessed with China, so I put Trina because that's one of the main words used right now in pop culture. I wore it to a party actually, and the owner of the house, who's an older dude, he thought I was a Trump supporter, and I think he's like super left winger, and I think he was ready to square up with me or something. And then his son was like, "No, pa, no, he's making fun of Trump."
A joke.
Mira, China is how they spell like trying to, or And he explained it to him and all this, and he was like, "Oh, mijo," he was like trying to be real cool with me, trying to like drink with me and stuff.
Here's a beer.
Yeah, he was like, "Hey, ya has comido, mijo?" Yeah. Like, but I sensed it. Like, I sensed that he was looking at me weird. But I should have known that it was going to be that kind of attention, with people that don't get it. Yeah. But I had some people that almost pissed themselves when they saw this shirt. One guy collapsed to the floor, bro. Rolly. He freaking collapsed to the floor when he saw it, bro. He loved it, dude. He was just like, "Bro, that's the best shirt ever, bro." I was like, "Dude, yes." But anyway, so we bartered like this shirt and one of those for the half gallon.
Yeah, well, this one's our merch, bro, for our podcast.
Yeah, man.
If you guys want to be part of this and support us, y'all can order one of these shirts. We also have some mugs.
Did you leave those at home too?
Huh?
Did you leave those at home too?
Oh, nah. Well, yeah, dude.
We'll get you, bro.
Yeah,
don't worry.
We'll get you, dude. We'll get you later. Y'all can stop by my house later for a mug. But when this guy told me, "Yo, I need a shirt for Trump," I'm like, "What, dude? Like, what do you mean?" Then he explained everything. I'm like, "Oh, that's hilarious, dude."
I even picked the graphic out, right?
Yeah.
You got it. Man,
I'm telling him, dude, now he has to make a Biden shirt,
Yeah. Biden for residency. Our resident 2020. With him asleep at one of the hearings.
This guy, dude.
Yo, apparently the vice president, Kamala.
Yeah.
She's in Edinburgh right now, or today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold my tongue on what I got to say about that chick. But yeah. Yeah, man. It's wild, man. What a crazy presidential race, bro. I feel like it just keeps getting more and more of a joke. Since we were little, I mean, remember how professionalism used to be? It was the thing. You had to be, like that, pretty. I mean, I know like Reagan was like the outcast with going against what I'm saying, but generally it's people that were very formal, that have, solid background in military or education of law, and now what the hell's going on
now
here,
you just got to be 35. Anybody?
It's crazy,
But
bro.
all I know is I'm voting yay, bro. You know what I mean? Yay.
Yay.
You know what I'm saying, dude?
Yay. Yay, baby.
Yeah, dude. I'm going to vote yay, dude. So.
Oh, my gosh, man.
Yeah, we'll find out by next week if we're going to be in another joke for 4 years or
Dude, I know,
things will
dude.
get back to being serious.
Yeah, man. So When's the next event for Stars, bro? What's going down with
November 20th. So last month, well, I haven't set it up yet. I haven't announced it yet, but it's gonna be. We tried to do an event last month. With Las Ramblas, we would do Stars on Tap, which was basically an astronomy event where we talk about science stuff with alcohol. And so we did that at Las Ramblas starting last year. I think November of 2019 was the first one we did, and it was. I actually met Mike Limas, the owner, at a coffee shop, and I overheard him say that he owned Las Ramblas, and I was like, hey, by the way, I love drinking at your bar. And I told him about the organization, and I told him that we wanted to work together, so we exchanged information, and then we set it up, and he usually rented out that room for a few $100s, but because we were, a nonprofit, we didn't even have official status yet, no funding, and he liked the idea, so he let us do it there for free. And we asked him what day, and he said, Tuesdays are pretty slow, and I think they also had a special. It was like half off classic cocktails, and I think also some percentage off of the beers that they had. So and they just they didn't have a lot of people going on Tuesdays, so we did it the first Tuesday of the month of November 2019, and a lot of people went, and so we did it again in December, and then we did a third one. We waited a couple months and did the third one in March, and that was actually our last event that we did, March 3rd of this year, and we did it on black holes, and that was really cool. And then we weren't able to do the next one, so we planned one for last month. We planned it really quick though, and it didn't work out. There was just some logistical issues, so we had to cancel and reschedule it. So we're rescheduling it for Friday, November 20th. And yeah, we're gonna maybe do it at Las Ramblas. If not, then we're gonna have a couple of bartenders from there make some drinks, and hopefully this time, now that we have more time, I wanna have them, because we're also partnering with Pluton, the brewery, and with Resaca City Liquor, and so I want to have them create. They were gonna do a how to make a cocktail, and so now that we have more time, I kind of want to build it up and have them kind of create a space-based cocktail, maybe with gin, because that's my favorite.
Dude, gin is awesome, bro.
It is.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, actually, right after this, when we wrap this up, I'm going to go to meet up with the Pluton guys. They got a brew day. I think I'm basically part of the team now because I'm always hanging with them. And we're going to be doing our 4th coffee beer together.
Awesome.
We've done 3 already, and it's going to be a coffee cream ale, bro. So, you know how their cream ale base is super good? It's going to be their flagship light beer. And they're going to be doing an experimental IPA with some modern style hops. So I'm going to be there for a bit, and then I got to do some deliveries with coffee customers.
Dope,
you know,
dude.
That's cool.
but those guys are awesome, dude.
Yeah.
So who can go, if for everybody listening, who can go to those meetings and all that stuff that you guys are doing?
The events we're doing right now are online. It was a little difficult for us to kind of transition. All of our events were in person. We found people with a venue, and we had people, and we just filled up the venue with people. And now we're trying to do everything online. So it's a little difficult transition, but we're learning, and we're actually putting a program together with BISD to help them out. But once we make it more consistent, it's going to be online for anybody to check out. These events that involve alcohol, we're gonna try to throw 21 and over,
Of course, yeah.
on those, which is, I guess, difficult to regulate when it's an online event.
Sorry, guys.
But yeah, basically anybody. We're working with certain, we're gonna try to work with the district to help them with their programs and stuff. But anything we do is gonna be available for the public.
That's awesome, man. That's really exciting, dude. It's something to add to the list of what Bronzo's doing now, man, for people that, are always complaining and saying, there's nothing to do. Well, there's something to do.
There's always something to do,
There's
bro.
always something to do, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always something to
So
do.
exciting.
It's just a matter of, I guess, looking for things. But now I feel like there's been a lot more dense connections with everybody, like all the entrepreneurial people, and all the cultural stuff, the hip stuff, and it's just really cool, man. I think, dude, I still live here because I like the city and I like where it's heading. You know what I mean? A lot of people, they move to Austin and they move here and there. And then now they're coming back. Have you noticed that people are coming back, man?
Yeah.
I know so many people that were in Austin for like 5 years or more, and now they're back and they're loving it here, and they don't want to move away now.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
got sick of all
definitely.
the congestion and all the
Yeah.
BS.
Yeah, well,
And we got all this
Victor
cool
came
stuff.
back.
Victor
Yeah.
came
Where
back.
were
Dude.
you
He's
at,
one of
Vic?
them. Yeah.
I went to College Station
College
for
Station.
a few years, and yeah, I didn't have the best time, so I was I was just dying to come back.
And look at you
Now,
now,
we're
bro.
vibing out here, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but like you said, there's a lot of things that Brownsville has going on now, and they're like we're popping up individually, and I think, like you said, now they're coming together, and I think that festival you
Yeah.
mentioned, Crossroads, that's literally what it was about, because it was like Crossroads festival, and then at the bottom it was like food, music, politics, art. I think there was something else. And that's what it is. It's like the crossroads of, the Sombrero Festival was kind of a way to celebrate the culture, but it was mostly let's jam out to music and get drunk, and which is a great way to celebrate, right? But they wanted to add the educational component in there, and that's kind of what Crossroads is, to go to the entrepreneurial stuff and highlight this other stuff going on, and how the location here is just a unique place for all of it. And so yeah, it's definitely coming up. I think people like us and the ones that stayed, they saw that, and there were some people that I guess chose not to. And yeah, there was that whole mindset of, if you want to do anything, you got to get out of Brownsville, get out of the valley. But no, there was something, to be punny, brewing here. and it's finally kind of happening, and it's not like from one day to the next, but at the same time it kind of in some aspects is.
Yeah, and I can just only imagine where we're gonna be headed to, man.
I
With all
know.
this thing, like downtown. Imagine downtown in 5 years, dude.
I know. It's
You know
going
what
to
I'm
be
saying?
crazy, bro.
And there's a lot of grants and all this kind of stuff that are, going around there for, businesses to start it out, man. To start it out there, and that's super exciting. Vic, how many people show up to your events, bro?
Are you asking pre?
Yeah,
COVID?
of course, pre-COVID, like you said, November, December. How many people are showing up?
I guess it depends on the venue and what it is. At the Las Ramblas events, we did fill it up. The second one, which was funny because it was a Star Wars one, wasn't as popular. But the first and the third one really, like, we filled up Las Ramblas, so that was really cool. So that was maybe like 40, anywhere between like 35 to 50 people. But for some of the stargazing events, like the ones we did at the park with the observatory, or at the Laguna Tascosa especially, it helps that a lot of people knew them. So when they put the information out there, literally hundreds of people will show up.
Wow.
Yeah, which is why it's kind of harder now, because it's not the same. People really,
Yeah.
they love to show up to a telescope and look at the planet and in person,
man.
and know that like they're doing it there. And it's kind of hard to build the same kind of excitement online, but it's out there.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's pretty cool. Hopefully everything goes back to normal soon, man. Like I said, I know I've been saying this the whole time, dude, since we started doing this podcast. But
Man.
dude, I can't wait, dude. I can't
know.
wait till things are back to normal, or just we can do stuff already, man. And like I said, you don't even have to be close to each other, bro. Just there's events. Everybody can keep their distance, like where you play. Your stage is over there. You don't need to be like
Yeah.
up there. You know what I mean?
Totally, dude.
So yeah, dude, that's real exciting. And hopefully soon, dude. Before next year, hopefully, bro. But if not next year, I spoke to one of a doctor from where we take our daughter, and she was saying that her estimate time of all this thing going away, it's more or less gonna be like another year and a half. So hopefully she's wrong, dude.
Yeah.
Hopefully she's wrong, and if not, then we'll be still doing these podcasts and doing everything virtually, dude. I'm down to attend to your virtual meetings, dude. That sounds really exciting.
Thank you. We do have meetings every once in a while too, where we kind of just keep people updated about what's going on, but we haven't had that since like September. It's been a while. It's been a lot of stuff happening in the background. But yeah, thank you.
Is there anything exciting that's going to happen? I heard that there was something going on around December or something like that. I don't know how true that is, that some stars or something like that. Like, anything exciting coming up?
Are you asking? Man, there's always something exciting coming.
All right, spill it
There's,
out. Spill it out, Vic.
I mean, with us, we're trying to put together some programs and trying to make it more consistent, because we already kind of were figuring out how to do it. So hopefully by December we'll have regular, consistent content that we're putting out, and kind of just helping people understand what's going on here in the valley. They're at SpaceX. They're doing. I mean, within the next week, they're gonna do 15-kilometer test. They already put out it's called a NOTAM, I think, a notice to airmen, which is because they're gonna do a 15 kilometers where they finally stacked Starship all together, and it's gonna. There's a lot of asteroids that pass by. Actually, there's a website you can go that shows you all the near-Earth asteroids, and they're constantly passing by here. And the ones that you hear about are the ones that get a little bit closer than all the others. But yeah, it's like a very common thing. Like, I mean, I know it's not something that's out there on the news, but planetary defense is a really big topic now. Like, they're trying to figure out all the sci-fi movie stuff like Armageddon, and if something like that happens, they're trying to find ways to derail asteroids. Because, I mean, it's happened before with the dinosaurs, and we're no different. We're kind of, I think, looking at the time scale, we're due for another asteroid hit.
Yeah, especially right now, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My girlfriend actually does research on that. She's a graduate student there at the university, and she's the leader of the observatory, actually. And that's her main focus. She researches asteroids, and she's interested in like near-Earth asteroids and planetary defense. So yeah, it's. I mean, all the sci-fi movie stuff is real.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Is that how you guys met?
Yeah. I started helping with the outreach, and then we started going to parties, and yeah, that's kind of how it met.
That's awesome, dude.
That's
awesome.
romantic as beep.
Yeah, that's awesome how you guys are both in the same field, you know?
Yeah, the first time we hung out was actually at SpaceX.
Dude, that's what's up, bro. That's awesome.
Yeah, but like I was saying, so multi-messenger astronomy is, long story short, gravitational waves that pass through the universe when something happens millions of light years away, like two black holes collide or two stars collide, and it's basically the fabric of space and time just kind of shifts for a little bit. And there's these huge things called interferometers that detect those, and then when they detect them, so Einstein theorized them like in 1916, and it wasn't until 2015 that they detected the first merger. And then in 2017, they detected the first neutron-star merger. And so with black holes, you can't see anything because black holes suck up all the light. But with neutron stars, they detected that, and they were able to figure out where it was in the sky. And so they sent notifications to all these observatories that worked with them, and they pointed them, and they could see like the optical follow-up for that. So like the actual explosion. And so the observatory here was part of that in 2017. So that center started like in 2002. And, for like many years, people were like, Einstein said, yeah, gravitational waves probably exist, but we're probably never going to have the technology to detect them. And then 2015, 2017 came. And
I remember that, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was big news, bro. I mean, we got recognition for that.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're doing some really cool stuff
Dude,
here. With
about Venus, bro, what kind of life was observed, or what's some data from that? Because I hadn't heard about the Venus aspect. I heard about the moon, but not Venus.
They found some signature. They used, I think it was like spectroscopy to kind of find. I don't think it was confirmed. They found like the signature of some microbial life, some chemicals on there that are like a byproduct of organic stuff. I might be wrong. Don't quote me on that. I didn't.
With what we would observe, like upon Earth's formation, right? Like that kind of.
Yeah.
Okay, level.
Yeah. So not like. Yeah, the basic elements that started it, which is still like a big thing.
Dude, there's just one thing that kind of haunted my mind when I thought about it like this. But you see, let's say, because there's going to be a lot more research done in this aspect, right? Because this is the beginning stages of research, right? But let's say it's proven that kind of microbial life is there, and it hypes us up for more exploration, right? And I think it's cool. I love expansiveness. I like science is developing for us to understand the universe more. I mean, my mom's a science teacher. She raised me like always curious about science, always doing things with me, even culinary science, all kinds of stuff, bro. So, I mean, dude, I was into scientific fields. I still am, I guess, with like the audio engineering stuff, I'm fascinated by it. Coffee is a form of science. I love it. So one thing that trips me out, bro, is let's say that's confirmed, that kind of life on here, but how we can totally negate a zygote within a female developing as life. That blows my mind, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's such a conflict, because we're, searching for water, searching for microbial life out there on the other planets or other systems. But then we can kind of do that because of our irresponsibility. You know what I mean? Or trying to, change things.
I never thought about that, dude, but you're right.
It haunted me
dude.
for a while, bro.
Yeah.
And I haven't talked about it to too many people, but I think this is like a good way to bring it up. It's controversial, of course, right? All of these topics are. It's difficult to talk about it, but it kind of haunts me still, bro. I just think we just need to be more responsible when it comes to like who we're intimate with and all that. Because if it so happens that like us men get someone pregnant, if it's someone we love, someone that we really love, bro, then that's freaking wonderful, bro. Let's do it. Let's be responsible for being parents, stuff like that. Like that's my take on it. Let's say it were to happen to me, that's what I would do. Because I don't want to try to end a life form that's my DNA, bro, my legacy potentially. You know what I mean? So it's just a trip, bro. Just thinking about it.
Yeah.
I know you're haunted by it now. It's gonna haunt you tonight. I promise you, bro.
Yeah. This like efficacy in science is something that I really got into too, because I also like over the past few months kind of started looking into philosophy and stuff, and that's like I didn't realize how much they crossed over, like philosophy with science. And the more you do with science and technology, I mean, it's ethics and the morality of it is really big.
Dude, for real.
Which is why you hear conversations about AI like everywhere.
Dude, I know. Yeah.
Well, that stuff's scary to me, man.
For sure.
AI. Dude. Like that thing that happened with the whole AI talking to each other in that made up language, dude. That's just like.
Are you talking about that movie?
What movie? No, there was a. I don't know what. I don't have anything to reference you to, but So basically, there was two artificial intelligence that were put together, and they started speaking a different language or something like that, dude. And
so wild, man.
Yeah, it's a little wild, but that's where we're going, dude. Like you said, it's all basically like the sci-fi movies, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's becoming reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As we keep moving forward, technologically speaking, and our relations to that.
I mean, science fiction and all the fiction just comes from kind of your imagination, and that's how people create, like with music and stuff.
Totally,
and everything. It all starts with imagination and somebody thinking about it and then bringing that into reality. So, I mean, science fiction becomes real.
It's fascinating, bro. Imagine where we'll be in 10 years, bro.
Dude, for real.
With
hoping that we'll just be here.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because that's the talk, bro. I mean, what if we aren't?
Yeah.
Let's enjoy life while we have it.
Yeah. There's something called the Drake equation that shows like the possibility for like life somewhere else in the universe and how possible it is. And it starts off with like, all right, take all the stars, like all the I don't remember it, but it's like you multiply like the percentage of something, and so the percentage of stars in our galaxy versus like all the stars in the universe, and how many of those probably have planets orbiting them, and then how many of those planets are probably like the same size and conditions of Earth, then how many of those have been there long enough to develop life. And when you do all the math, it's like there has to be life somewhere else. But then towards the end, it's like how many there's something called the great filter, which is like once life is actually developed, there's another threshold they have to pass where a lot of them are assumed to not pass because they kind of destroy themselves in like nuclear warfare, or just when civilizations get to a certain point of technological advancement.
That's where we're at, bro.
That's where we're at. We're trying to figure out if we're gonna pass that or not. And right now,
that's true, bro.
I mean, I'm sure there's weapons that can just wipe everything. Oh yeah, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's scary, dude. Because I mean, you never know when the nuclear warfare is gonna be unleashed and to an exponential level of destruction. You know what I mean? Or of no turning back. Because that's probably what can happen.
Yeah.
And we know it can happen, It's not just something that we just talk about and entertain, because it could happen.
Yeah.
It's pretty scary, bro.
Yeah, when you mess with science, things happen. Look
dude.
at Chernobyl.
That's a paradox, because at the same time, it represents, like, forward movement and our development of a species, but at the same time, the ways we can destroy ourselves the quickest. And damage our lifestyle and all that. While aiding it, we're damaging. you know.
Yeah.
While moving forward, we're moving back away from holistic lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so crazy. It's a paradox, and a lot of things in life that are the fabric of it are paradoxical if you really think about it. You know,
Yeah.
it trips me out. Science being one of those things, bro. You know how things function. They function in paradoxical ways. Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
I'm very paradoxical.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm serious. Sometimes I'm terribly too jokingly stupid. You know what I mean?
When I think of you saying that, I thought about I think it was the last time that I bought coffee from you, and you were telling me
Yeah.
how bad coffee is for you, and you were
Yeah.
you were explaining
What
to me
caffeine
that it
does,
was
right?
like
Yeah.
you were explaining something along the like that it that the reason that it wakes you up and stuff is because your body is literally feeling attacked, and so it's shooting
Yeah.
adrenaline to combat this
There you
poison
go.
coming
And then
into your
he's
body,
like-
and you're like, all right, here you go.
Yeah.
it's
Here's your bag, bro.
Anyway, I got a new batch coming up, bro. next week.
You need to
again.
try this new zombie.
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
It's,
bro.
It's for fire.
It'll make your heart feel like it's on fire.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm trying to be real, you know. So, just understanding that is me valuing how it works in our body, like the science behind it, you know. So,
Yeah.
I think it's fascinating. When I found that out, I was like,
Finishing
Nah.
up a roast.
I was like, let me try to process this a little bit more and understand, you know. But at the same time, adrenaline is like a fundamental reaction, like fight or flight, to deal with things, and we deal with tasks on the regular throughout our day, you know. And then coffee could aid in that, but at the same time, with too much coffee and too much stressors to begin with, we have overload where we don't have a homeostatic emotional kind of stillness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's about balance. Life's all about balance, bro. At least, you know, trying to aim for it. But of course, everything wavers and goes in and out. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
time.
and that's not the only thing that does that. Like for example, vaccines, bro.
Mhm.
They're pretty much you're getting a virus injected into you. You know?
Mhm.
Excuse me. So it's kind of like the same thing, you know, like you're kind of harming your body in a way. But yeah, dude, I don't think I'd be able to give up coffee no matter what you say.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Hit me
Yeah.
up with that new batch, bro.
The new batch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something about, because I don't know, I was in a group chat or something a few weeks ago, and they were saying like how coffee is addictive, and I was like, no, I can quit whenever I want to. No, but there's something, and I don't think I drink like I don't think I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm not addicted to caffeine or whatever, because I know how addictive it is. I don't think I need it, but there's just something about like when you're working on something, just having the coffee with you just feels right.
Yeah, man.
When you're
I
doing
enjoy
certain
doing
things.
it. You know, I enjoy drinking coffee, making it, all that stuff. I mean, it wouldn't be my main means of income, I guess, if it wasn't that. You know,
Mhm.
because I tried doing stuff that I really love to do. That's how I make my wealth, doing things I love to do.
Yeah.
You know, with or without people. But you know, I need people, like sharing it with people, like the music, the coffee. Obviously, I need coffee drinkers for, you know, that kind of, you know, sharing of the love for coffee, and it's super cool, man. You know, and we all do that. We all need people, bro. We need each other. We're not like loners on this little, you know, rock in space. You know, without community, because community is the foundation, the fabric of what we all stand for collectively.
That's what we're
and where
doing
at.
here, man.
And that's why we're here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, like I said, with like my organization, we're transitioning and stuff, and we were still getting stuff done and finding ways to be productive. But like a few months ago, it just kind of hit me, and I was like, you know, the reason that I was doing all of it is because of the community and
That's
getting
right.
people together. Without that, it was so like it was sad.
Mm-hmm. And it's a great feeling when you meet key individuals in the community. You're like, oh, this is that guy, or this is that lady, you know, and now I'm cool with them. They
Yeah.
respect
Yeah.
me, you know.
Yeah.
When you, that's a cool feeling, because like I mean, I've been out there for a few years with like coffee stuff, and you know, I remember one time, Monica Uribe ordered some beans for me, and she's working with Mayor Trey Mendes right now at the firm, and I was like, dude, she's making coffee drinks for the mayor. He's drinking my coffee. That's freaking cool.
That's
And
dope,
cool.
dude.
he had had it before he was a mayor, like some of the Teras pop-ups and stuff. I was like, he's drinking an espresso of my beans right now, bro.
Mhm.
That's freaking cool.
That is cool.
I like that guy. You know,
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
this. You know, the community, and you know.
Yeah, I like how involved he is.
Yeah, that's so freaking dope, dude. You know, and there's another reason why I haven't moved, bro. I'm liking what's going on. Sure, we're still dealing with like the compadre system, you know, BS and stuff like that. But I mean, I like it here, dude. I like what we're all doing. I like where we're at in the midst of all this craziness, you know, in the world. But dude, I have good feelings about, you know, how things are gonna progress, you know, steadily, you know.
Yeah, there's always going to be problems and corruption here and there, but yeah, I think relatively we're in a really good spot and a really cool town with some really cool people.
Dude, for sure. Yeah, all kinds of people here, bro. You know, super cool.
Just sitting on that for a bit.
Well, yeah, it's exciting, bro. I'm just thinking
Yeah.
about like, you know, where we were at like 10 years ago and now where we're at now, dude. So
I know all the independent like restaurants here and the coffee
Yeah, dude,
shops,
yeah.
and I mean, like Eric with the you know, the CBD conchas. And
Eric, you mean
introducing that in there.
our last guest?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
he was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
I will
guy's
definitely
cool.
be getting some CBD from him soon.
Yes, dude. Yeah, he's dope.
Shout
I'm
out
putting
to
that in my
Eric.
coffee.
And we know you're watching, Eric. Shout out.
To viewers, it's gonna look like we're looking at a ghost or something just beyond the camera, but you're there.
Yeah, he's here in spirit, dude.
Oh,
You
he's-
know.
he's
He's
right.
here in spirit. I sense something here, bro.
Yeah,
Sending chills down my
send
spine.
his presence, dude. Here. Yeah, that's cool, Vic. That's really cool, man. All the stuff you guys are doing, and you know, it's just exciting, bro. I kind of already want to like, you know, go to one of those meetings at Ramblas, dude. Sounds really fun. I know that you post a lot on your. Well, I haven't seen it recently, but I would see a lot of activities going on on the Facebook page.
Yeah,
And you know, I'm like, I'm gonna go whenever I have time, and you know, even though sometimes it gets a little hard, I'm gonna make it a goal to go, dude, even if it's virtual, to learn, dude. All that stuff is really interesting, bro.
yeah, and I haven't. Yeah, it's been tougher. You know, now everything's online, so it's like the marketing thing has to. Everybody's marketing game is up too, so you have to post more, and it's just I'm trying to find help, but yeah, it's
Hey, if you ever need videos, dude, I'm your boy. I'll make them.
awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, bro. So, how could the viewers keep updated with what the Star Society does? How can we find y'all on social media platforms and keep updated and whatnot?
We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Star Society RGV.
And it's 2 A's, right?
STARS.
Oh, ST.
STAR Society. So
Star Society.
Yeah, South
okay.
Texas Astronomical Society. The R technically is no word for R there, but there's an R in astronomical, so we kind of trying to get away with that.
Okay.
So it's
Star Society.
RGV, and that's the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And then we have a website too at www.starsocityrgv.org.
Cool. So I just pulled up the Facebook page. It's South Texas Astronomical Society, all spelled out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I was talking about the link. It's like if you go to the link, it's
Oh, okay.
facebook.com/Star Society RGV.
Okay.
And that's the Twitter and Instagram, but the name itself is South
Cool.
Texas
Yeah.
Astronomical
So
Society.
that was easy to pull up. Nice, man. Very cool.
Thank you.
Very
Yeah,
cool, man.
we'll be posting more stuff on there.
I see there's a
soon
link
enough.
to the main website
Yeah.
too, the org. And
Yeah,
the
we're
phone
we're
number. Cool.
reworking that too. We're working on that museum with for space and science. We're working with some pretty cool people with the Children's Museum, UTRGV, the MIDI Foundation because it's there in the district, and the city of Brownsville. And so yeah, we're all working to put that museum together. It's gonna take a few years, but we're starting to do stuff on our website, and we're gonna try to do virtual exhibits so that people can
Nice.
kind of see the content that'll be there before it's there.
Dude, that's awesome.
That's awesome, dude.
I'm looking forward to the progression of all this stuff, man.
And then it's
I'll be seeing
downtown,
you
bro?
there too. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the cultural district.
Yeah, that was
you know?
that was really important to us that it was like in or near downtown. And so when we found out we were just kind of getting the word out that we were trying to do this because this was Dr. Diaz, who we work with from the university, has had this idea for a museum planetarium for a long time. So we kind of just took it and we're like, it's time to do it. And then we started asking around and yeah, we found a couple people who already kind of had a building and the idea, and we introduced our idea, and they were like, "Yeah, it all works together. Let's do it."
That's awesome, man. Yeah, well, thanks for hopping on the show, man. Being our second guest, it's been a great little ride, man, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at those events, man, and finding you wherever, sipping coffee, things normalize.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro, I'm
Gonna be
looking
good.
forward to hearing you talk, dude.
Yeah,
That's
man.
exciting, man.
Yeah.
Excited?
I'm excited. I'm
Nervous?
Nervous, yeah, but
Yeah.
I'll have beer with me. So.
Yeah, no, you'll be
Yeah, I
fine,
know,
man.
right?
You're gonna do
Yeah.
great.
For
Yeah,
sure,
but thank
man.
you so much
Yeah,
for
thank you
stopping by, Vic.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me. Good to see you guys.
Well, yeah,
Good
man.
to drink some coffee. Next time it'll be IPAs.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, man. Yeah, we're gonna see where this podcast evolves to, but I'm looking forward to all of it, So later, when we run out of people to bring on, we're gonna bring you back on. All right.
All right, sounds good.
We'll see where you're at now, and in music and astronomically. So
We'll probably interview your whole band, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be
Yeah.
cool.
we're gonna get them on here, bro. High regard.
Shout out High Regard.
Shout out High Regard at High Regard TX on social media.
Look at him,
Nice,
dude.
bro.
Plugging it
Gotta
in.
plug them in too.
Yeah, dude. For sure. All right, guys. So thank you so much for listening to us ramble for a couple minutes, and we appreciate all the support. Yeah, take care.
Peace.